Morning. My name's Tom Novak. Welcome to Pleasant Valley Acres. I tell everybody it's not always that pleasant here, but we farm about 500 acres here. We have corn, beans. Most of it's no-till. We do have some strip-till ground, and we grow about 15, 20 acres of squash and pumpkins. And I also have an independent crop consulting business, so I straddle that line between professional consulting and on the farm. 35 years ago, when I got out of college, I started farming, and I had some really sandy ground, and I started using cover crops then, cereal rye, and I got away from that for a while. And then about the last 15 years or so, we've been using cereal rye. If you look across here, we have some pretty hilly ground behind us, and it's another layer between the no-till and using cereal rye. It really helps with the erosion control. And I don't grow any wheat. I did a few years ago, and we did work with some four-way mixes, but it's pretty much cereal rye every year. It's really dependent on the soil type. Like here, this field we're standing in right now, it's a sandy loam soil, so I'm always watching what the weather's doing, and we're always looking, 10 days, 2 weeks ahead of time. And if it's trending dry on this type of ground, we'll always spray it out early. Or if we're going to be delayed, like this year was raining a lot, I was just uncomfortable letting it go, so we sprayed it out early. There's other ground where it's extremely wet. That ground's planted green every year, whether it's soybeans or it's corn. Here it's erosion control and weed control. And this plot we're standing in right here, we've been working with Dr. Jim Studi for probably since 2017 on different variations of trials. And with this one specifically, we have some strips, like over here, we have some strips that we didn't plant any rye, and then we're sequentially killing the rye. So we have no rye, then we're spraying early a week or so before planting, and so we're planting brown. And then at soybean cracking, about every week or every growth stage, we're killing it. And so what we're trying to find out, when we first started this trial, we set the parameters of no covers, planting brown, or letting it go to anthesis. And we were seeing around a 25% yield hit on this type of soil by letting it go to anthesis. And so now the whole thought process is with this trial is, can we find a sweet spot? Can you let the rye grow to a certain point and kill it? And can it be a reliable indication that we won't see any yield hit from that? And last year, in a drought year, there was no such thing. We always see a couple percent increase from having rye over just straight no-till. But after that, the yield on the crop just goes down. We're just conventional with herbicides, so it's always glyphosate for this. And that's been pretty reliable for us. When we went to no-till, probably 25 years ago or so, we went to that point to slow erosion, stop erosion, and that worked really well for quite a while. If you can add rye into your system and manage it, you'll increase the soil retention on your farm. Having roots in the soil is a good thing, but the main thing is don't fall in love with the cover crops. And that's what, like a trial like this, that's what we're trying to show. And yeah, that's about it, I guess. If you have not used cover crops before, especially if you're having no-till, just be real careful with them. And the one thing we've found, because we do have some vegetable crops and we incorporate the rye, be very careful if you incorporate rye, because if you put that rye in the soil, there's insects like seed corn maggot can be an issue then. So be careful of that. We haven't had that issue leaving the rye on top and no-tilling into it, but it's a whole different system, and it is a system you have to get used to and explore. And don't be afraid to talk to other practitioners as you go down this path.